4, 3.
7.
And there we go. There we go. OBS didn't want to switch scenes. Hi, everybody. We're back for our finale of Avatar. I'm excited to see what everybody does today in reaction to stuff and things that are going to be in the story. Before we jump in, I'm going to say a few words about our sponsors. Let everybody introduce themselves, and then we'll dive into it. So our sponsors are Fundamental RPG. It's a simple D20 system that's not tied to a genre. You can use it to play any style of game that you'd like, from high fantasy to sci-fi and everything in between. And as Paladin always says, the fun is free with every purchase. You can pick up physical copies. They look like this. And you can pick these up on Amazon. If you want the PDF, or if you just want to try the free quick play guide, you can grab those at coffee.com/Raven, like it's spelled on the right-hand side of the screen. Our other sponsor is Die Hard Dice. They sell amazing polymer and metal dice sets and accessories. It's really cool stuff. If you use the code FUNRPG, all one word, all caps, you can get 10% off of your order, and you can find all their products at dieharddice.com. And with our sponsors mentioned, let's do intros. We'll start with the top left with Hannah. Tell us a little bit about Somo and yourself.
Greetings, mortals. I'm Hannah, or Will Hannah, existing on the internet. And today I'll be playing Tomo, who is an airbender sent away from their temple on a sacred mission to bring an important scroll somewhere. I don't think they were actually told where, but we're figuring it out. We're taking it to Ba Sing Se now. That's probably correct. A wise old lady told me to go.
Yeah. Oh my god, Paladin. No Jedi were harmed in the selling of that book. It's fine.
Maybe they should be, though. I don't actually know very much about Star Wars.
Brutal.
There's stars and there's wars.
There's also the War of the Stars, but that's a different story. Next, we've got Paladin. Tell us a little bit about Nariyoshi and yourself.
Hi, everybody. I'm Paladin Hulk, Twitch moderator for Random Tuesday, Little Red Dot, and Polished Cryptids. And today I am playing Nariyoshi Ito, a former Fire Nation soldier who is trying to make up for past misdeeds by raising a young boy. I am also saddled with several other teenagers that I did not ask for, but am stuck with nevertheless.
I wouldn't get too free.
It's me.
All right. Next, we've got B. Tell us a little bit about Chun-Li and yourself.
I'm Trolling Prettiest Princess, John Belliston at johnbelliston.gmails or something. I don't know why I'm giving out my email there. Oh, because I'm about to say that I'm working on a system that I need beta testers for. So if you're interested,
I can beta test stuff.
Do you want to
Fantastic.
roll a ton of dice? Play Troll System.
Bucket of dice.
It's very fun.
Clacky, clacky, clacky.
I need to get
Like
in
a
there
Lucky
for one of
Number
those
Rock.
games. Now that things
Are the
have-
dice sold by Die Hard Dice?
They could be.
They could be.
If I can get myself a little dice bucket, you know. I play Chun-Li. He's an earthbender. He's a teenager, and he's one of the single most serious and tragic joke characters I think I have ever made in my entire life. Because he just dresses like a little Mexican wrestler kid. There's a little mask there, but it's made out of his dead parents' clothes. Yeah, he doesn't wear a shirt because why would he? And the whole shoe thing is an entire thing. Nobody understands.
I agree, Hannah. You don't become attached to your joke characters. Are you even playing?
It's true.
Hannah knows all.
All right. And then Anina couldn't make it today, but she plays Vespora, a waterbender, and interesting catalyst for growth for Chun-Li. But go check out Anina's stuff. She's a brilliant actress over at Anina Anina Kasky on Twitter.
Or if you search the Awkward Actress, she also does the Bardic Quest podcast, though she hasn't been on for the last couple of ones. She's on tour right now.
Yeah. All those places. And I think that's it for intro. I should introduce myself. I'm Raven. I'm a professional game master and tabletop designer, and I do a bunch of other stuff in the tabletop realm. And then I'm playing everybody else in our story today. So when we left off last session, Somo sort of found a society of people that are hidden in the hills. Who gifted them with a couple of things.
Most importantly, granola.
Yes. Somo and
granola.
Yeah, Somo and Vespora had kind of a nice bonding moment. Vespora and Chongli were, I believe, still sort of having an argument with each other.
We had the opposite of a bonding moment.
Yes.
A breaking moment.
Yes.
And Nariyoshi's trying to figure out how to handle all these kids. So with that, you've had a rest. It's the next day. All of that just happened. But you're on the right trail. You've got a couple options here. You can continue going parallel to the road. Or it's been, I think, 2 days since you encountered Fire Nation soldiers. So you could go back to the road where it's a lot easier to walk if you wanted to. What would you all do?
Seems like it is clear. Perhaps we can return to the road. I haven't seen any Fire Nation in quite a while.
I do have my fancy new shawl and put it over my head.
All right.
I've had it with trekking through the bushes.
Yeah, I can't get as good a read anyway.
Too much everything everywhere. I can't
All
see
at
the
once.
sky.
All right. Well, then you make it to. Vespora, I imagine, would probably vote for the road as well.
Oh, yeah.
So you make it back to the road, and at this point, it's very wide. It's very well traveled. You can see lots of hoofprints and footprints, and some wagon trails. Just things like that. Perhaps a discarded piece of food, or maybe a dropped tool or something here and there. There's nobody that you can readily see, and you can see pretty far to the horizon on going both directions on this road. So it looks like you're pretty much alone. The land is starting to flatten out a bit. You're seeing less of those larger hills and more of kind of rolling hills down into some pretty flat areas. As you walk along, you can see the odd farm here and there. As you're walking along, is there anything that you want to look for specifically, or anything that you want to do?
I want to find a sort of nice looking rock, and I want to try and earthbend, sort of like break pieces off till it's something pretty.
Okay.
Like a flower or something like that, something vaguely flower-like.
Let's do a creativity roll to see how successful you are in that.
While you're doing that, I stand next to you. I'm not really looking at what you're doing. I'm just being with you. And I say, when we traveled this way before, when you were younger, it was so much busier than it is now. I wonder if it is all because the Fire Nation is here now. Or maybe there are other things going on.
I didn't know that ground could be this flat.
It's known for taking whatever shape you want it to take. Especially here in the Earth Kingdom.
Why would you want ground to be flat?
so it's easier to move things along. You ever try to push a cart down a hill? It's difficult.
No, we usually just bend the cart up the hill.
And also
Or-
requires a
I
great
mean-
deal of force.
You can just burrow through or put a tunnel through, but people get mad at you over that one.
That does not help if you need to get it up the hill. Yes.
Well, I mean,
Actually, you could
Tunnel is going
probably
to
do
help
like
with
some
this.
cool.
Lift
You
it.
send it down and then build it back up, and then it goes. Shoo!
I don't think that's how gravity works.
I have not been known to have the firmest grip on gravity.
Or gravity has a firmer grip on you.
It can try.
With your 8, it's a mixed success. You do find a pretty rock that will suit your purposes. And whatever it is that you try to make with it, it turns out like if somebody sees it, they'd recognize what it is. But it's just a little rough around the edges.
Okay, that actually seems more appropriate. Thematically, anyway.
What have you made there?
I need to say sorry.
You don't have to apologize to me, son.
I know it was, but I did some bad while I was defending you. So I gotta say sorry.
All right.
Now he's gonna awkwardly sit there. No idea what the next step was supposed to be.
Yeah, Vespor is just walking ahead of you, still looking a bit perturbed, I'd say. Not really paying much attention to you at the moment.
Turn to Noyoshi. Throwing it would be bad, right?
You should not throw it at the spore.
Okay.
She's barely paying attention. She will not catch it.
Okay, that's fair. That makes sense.
It is a good gift, though. Done well. Little pat.
Aw.
Gonna grumble. He's gonna walk over.
I'll like take Somo a bit away from the two of them, so they can have like an inch of privacy.
I would like to know what you say when you're taking someone away. I'm just imagining, like, look at that over there. Flat.
Look, more flatness.
I think I'm just moving you, and
Okay. So I was like,
and then
oh,
maybe you ask why, and then I wanted to give the kids a bit more privacy. They're having a little moment.
aren't they fighting?
When I was young, I used to punch the girls that I liked on the shoulder. It was not effective, but it was the best I could think of.
You told Chung-Li not to punch her, right?
Well, I told him not to throw a rock at her. It's basically the same.
What is wrong with you nations?
I ask myself that question a lot.
All right, someone will be led away.
All right. Chugli, how do you approach Vesporo? What's the plan here?
I think he's going to do it the most direct way possible. And he's just be like, I get overprotective. I screwed up. I'm sorry. Here's the thing.
Okay. Let's go with a harmony roll to see how
Oh, god damn.
articulate you are in expressing your feelings.
See, that's why I was aiming for inarticulate, because then
You've got advantages.
You do. You have 2 of them. Also, you can take a +1 on this one because you have the flower.
woohoo. Yeah, we're gonna do
Get advantage that?
Yeah, get advantage that a little bit.
Do not blame.
Oh, okay. How many advantages do I
Perfect.
have?
You have one more.
Yo,
Come
it's
on,
I like the
Another
idea
one.
that he says like 3 different, like he tries and he's like, no, wait, no, not that one. Let me try again.
Thank you.
There you go. 11.
Thank you, Mecha Jesus.
The crit
Whew.
success.
Okay.
I'm just imagining Chung Li being like, you know how you can be kind of a bitch sometimes? Wait a minute, that came out wrong. Let me
Wait,
try
no, no,
again.
I'm sorry, you're so set. Wait, no,
Wait.
forget that one.
So it was no. Okay. I'm sorry. I hurt you. I'm overprotective. Here's the thing.
It's I think probably takes Vespora aback a moment, not expecting an apology, and then having this. Did you say it's a stone flower?
Yeah.
Having the stone flower, she probably kind of looks down at it for slightly longer than is comfortable, for the silence to just sort of hang there, and she accepts the apology and the olive branch, if you will. And you can tell she's still annoyed. Like those annoyed feelings are still there. But there's also genuine appreciation, and you have a little bit of a bonding moment.
Can I add something to this?
Absolutely.
As the moment almost ends, Vespora makes a water flower for him, and it's slightly
Aw.
bigger than his flower.
Oh,
And of course, it immediately just makes his hands wet when he takes it because it falls apart.
That's perfect.
That seems in character. Yeah. I think Anita would
can-
approve that. So yes.
I can literally like hear her Vespora voice going, guess I'm sorry too.
Yep.
Yeah, that's exactly how she would have said it.
Absolutely.
She has like such a well-defined character that we're all like, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like normally I would just, I would attempt to recreate the character for somebody that's missing for a finale or whatever, but Nina is just too good. Like, I'm just gonna narrate this.
Yeah.
It was the same for somebody else's little computer virus character on another show.
Yeah. I miss him.
I love him.
New Skeeter was great. So, yeah,
But then Flatlands.
yes. So you have the mutual apologies there, and it's a nice little bonding moment. Your hands get wet because the water flower just, is just water as soon as you try to take it.
Yeah, it's a flower made out of water, so it's
And yeah,
he's like,
Somo,
good one.
Somo, you can see that there is flatland, and then Nariyoshi points out that there's slightly different flatland in another direction. Would you
That
like
one
to
is
take...
actually growing food. You can't really tell because it's still buried.
I love that. Do you...
Can I
Well,
sense
how
anything
seeds
under the ground
work.
there? I sense anything under the ground, just like to see how much there is growing under there.
Absolutely, you can certainly try. Let's go with focus.
Such an interesting party.
Mixed success. Yeah, you can tell there's lots of trying to remember an avatar. It's just the animals that are like all have to have two
Yeah,
different
they're all
ones, right?
combinations.
It's not the
There's
plants.
no apple pears.
Okay,
Except
good.
for the one bear, the one inexplicable bear.
Yep.
Place is weird.
It's
Very-
been a hot second since I watched the show, so I couldn't remember if that was the same thing about the plants. You know what? Just for kicks and giggles, actually, there are just tons of cabbages growing in this field.
I smash all of them.
You just like make a cenote.
I just like shoot them up in the air. So they just like so it rains cabbages for a second. I'm not actually doing that. I really
Okay.
want to actually do that.
I would be
but,
upset with you.
Why would you destroy this person's livelihood?
I was all set to be like, my cabbages. But yeah,
Villain
they're
origin story.
That's why he hates benders. They all keep destroying his cabbages.
That's the little kid. My cabbages.
Yep. So you can tell there are cabbages, and they're growing on both sides of the road. And there's a few farm buildings. There's obviously like the farmer's home, and then there's a couple of like silos on the other side of the road. And this goes on for probably like half a mile worth of the road is just cabbages and these buildings where they're stored.
On like Earth needs this many cabbages.
There are a lot of people in the Earth Nation, and they all need to eat.
Ask kimchi producers.
It's a shame they aren't ripe yet.
Yeah.
Is this like an Earth Nation thing? This a
Food?
thing for
Yeah.
cabbages?
Everyone likes cabbage.
Boil it up,
Okay.
mint it, make a salad.
You're not one of those cabbage haters, are you?
That may be.
I don't think I have any strong feelings about cabbage, one way or the other.
I guess we're gonna.
You'll come to love it with time.
It is the way of cabbage.
They have a lot of great dishes in the Earth Nation that revolve around cabbage. And I'm sure that they will have all of them when we get to Ba Sing Se.
Mhm.
There's an entire street full of vendors that sell all sorts of food.
Ooh, I want to try foods.
They have
Do you
some
think they'll have any
very-
more of that candy?
Possibly. They might be in a different street, but there will be everything. Everything you want is in Ba Sing Se. It's that big of a city.
Should we worry about giving her more candy?
Candy.
They can do what they
candy,
like with
Ba
that
Sing
money.
Se.
Right?
Someone doesn't even have any money.
There you go. Problem solved.
Oh.
Oh goodness. Yeah, and just for kicks and giggles, because I think it's really funny. As you're walking, you do see a sign, sort of at a little pathway that goes up to the farmer's house. And it says Cole Farms.
Should be called cabbage farms. They are not growing coal. That's impossible.
That's true. Maybe it's their name or
Oh, I
something.
have time now.
No, that could be right.
but- Love it.
Nariyoshi argues with God.
But
It's
everyone
like
was
voiced
going
out.
to.
They're called. Maybe it's their last name. No.
You are wrong, all-knowing storyteller.
Do you have any particular interest in the farm? Do you want to stop for food or anything, or do you want to keep going?
I've just ad-libbed that the cabbages aren't ripe yet, so I guess we keep
But they
going.
might have some of the fermented stuff like your kimchi's or your
They might, yeah.
sauerkrauts or
But we're already gonna get food in Ba Sing Se.
Yeah.
yeah, but these are condiments.
We also have been
Go with
walking
the
for
food.
2 days.
Have we? Oh wow.
Yeah.
How the time flies.
Yeah.
So,
We might be running a bit low.
Like something fresh that could be put with the, or even just something like a condiment that's new to be put with
Yeah.
what we have left.
Is there
kimchi,
any
whatever.
sign that they're selling something?
Oh yeah. There's lots of like, the roadside,
Come get your cabbages.
vegetable and whatnot signs.
Let me just look at how much food we have left over.
Cabbage
It
land.
seems we could do with a bit of a resupply. It's not too expensive.
Yeah, the prices are
Walk.
reasonable.
Let's see, where do we pay?
There's probably also like a sign that says, last farm before Bossing Say.
And there's 5 more, and then they're like, haha, sucker.
Yeah.
We tricked you, idiots.
So as you walk down the path, is it just Nariyoshi going to check on the food, or is the whole party going?
I think we're all going.
I feel like we're a unit at this point.
Yeah.
Let me get a focus roll from everybody.
Keep an eye out to see if there's anything you want. No, several things here.
There's cabbages,
Tomo notices
And-
something.
also cabbages.
Nariyoshi notices something.
Jinx.
And Changlia notices
Ooh, someone dropped their coin pouch.
something.
Ooh.
It was mine. That
Oh.
was the mixed result.
That is why it is full of rocks.
You know,
As you're
Keep this in a safer place.
as you're walking along this trail, you can see there's a lot of footprints. It looks like it might be a really busy business.
Literally weren't seeing anyone on the road. Is this a trap?
I'm just telling you what you see. There's a bunch of footprints, and it does seem strangely quiet. Actually, that's something that you do notice is like, this place looks like it should be really busy, but there's nobody around. Nothing seems out of place, really. There's not like, it doesn't look like a bunch of people ran away or anything like that, but there's just doesn't seem to be anybody around.
Any animals?
Oh, there's still animals moving around and stuff.
Pets or livestock?
Livestock and a couple of like gopher
Wild.
groundhog combo animals.
see what I could feel. Like, is anybody
Heck yeah.
poking around or?
No, you don't feel anything really other than the farm and the buildings.
Does it seem quiet to you?
It does a little.
Yeah.
Should we knock or just take what we like and leave money?
They're like, oh, that's not gonna help. Fuck, never mind.
Perhaps no one is home. Or they are sleeping.
Is it like the middle of the day?
Yeah, like 11 a.m.
Do people normally sleep in this late?
They can if they're their own boss.
See if I can actually feel, like, sense if there is any like movement or anything in the actual house.
Okay, certainly try.
Second B.
You can go with focus or passion on this one.
Well, whatever is going on, I am going to buy this
Never mind.
and that and one of these.
There's 117 red dragons inside.
So
Damn, nice.
you try to sense what's in the farmer house, but instead you cause a small quake, and you hear the sound of something glass breaking, and then it all calms down.
What was that?
I have
Maybe
no
the farmer
idea.
is home. I should go see. And I'll go and knock on the door.
Okay. As you knock on the door, the old wood rattles and creaks a little bit against the door frame. It's obviously a very old door, and while it's been kept in relatively good repair, and kept clean and whatnot, it still creaks, and you can tell it was handmade, probably by somebody who isn't a carpenter by trade. There's a slight creaking sound, like maybe somebody tiptoeing along a floorboard.
Hello? We would like to buy some of your produce.
Do another
We come in peace.
another focus roll to see if you know something.
Focus.
Full success.
You hear some sort of hushed, frantic whispering on the other side of the door, like two people fussing at one another. You can't really make out what they're saying, but
I back off a bit. I'll go walk back to the others. There are some people in there. They do not seem interested in talking to us.
Oh, we should probably just go then, huh?
Yes.
um,
I make to leave money, but then I'm like, I don't know. Should I distract myself from the house?
I'm
there-
gonna try to see if I can sense something again.
okay. There are some like stands with various fruits on them, fruits and vegetables and things, and a spot that you could leave money if you wanted to take some supplies with you.
I've already grabbed some food. Now I just have to leave the money.
Okay.
Okay.
So with that success, you are specifically trying to sense what's in the house, yeah?
Well, we've heard things moving around, so now I'm like zeroing in on there, not just kind of doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
You find it a little hard to get a super clear picture of what's
Mhm.
going on through the floorboards of the house. But you can sense lots of pairs of feet in that house. So that there would appear to be a lot of people in there. Hard to say exactly how many, but you know, there's definitely more people in there than just the farmers, unless they have a massive family.
Okay, I'm gonna.
They do have a
mention this
cabbage
to-
patch.
I'm
They
gonna
do.
mention this to
Have Cabbage Patch Kids.
Yoshi and Sumo. There's more people in there than there should be.
I want to send Mitzi to look in a window. Specifically, I'm like, you got to tell me if there's Fire Nation, okay?
Okay.
I'll
They,
have
chitter and do their thing.
I should have my little buddy
I love you.
do the same kind of under it.
Oh, that's right. You got your
Yeah. Yeah,
We
my
both
little
have
little
baby.
friend.
animal friends.
Yes,
Love
my
that.
little baby. My baby badger mole.
So burrowing under the house doesn't yield a lot of results. The whole house is like lifted off the ground and has floorboards. So there's not a whole lot of spots or things that he can through.
Can he hear anything?
Oh yeah,
Under
that's
the-
true. He'd be able to hear. Yeah, he eventually comes back and indicates, yeah, there's people in there. Lots of tiny footsteps. And then for Somo, your animal companion, did you want to send them to a bottom floor window or a second floor window? Because the building has 2 floors.
Probably just to check both.
Okay. With the bottom one, they don't really see anything. All the curtains are drawn. And then the top one, it crawls up there, and there's a broken window for some reason in the second floor. And they're able to peek in there, and they come back frantically seeming to indicate Fire Nation.
So I was like pointing at Mitzi, like, that's a bad sign. She's freaking out. We should go.
She's an animal. They get spooked for all sorts of reasons.
I told her to look if there was Fire Nation. Also, I'm feeding granola to Mitzi while this happened. Oh, good girl.
Love that.
Too
Let's
many.
not chance it.
There's
Can
too-
you
there's-
perhaps close the door for with your earthbending son?
Like, lock
Am I?
them in?
Yes. We don't want them to follow us.
Do you think
actually,
the farmers will be okay?
If there's Fire Nation in there, the farmers are most likely dead.
It's true. Could I raise up like a little stone wall to like kind of come up to either jam the door closed or sort of like cover it up with sort of like a sheet of earth?
Yeah,
There? Did you try there?
can.
Instead of snowed in, you're stoned in.
Yes.
No.
Never mind. Okay, that's
I think it's probably because Anita's not here. The dice have like picked a new person to
yeah,
each.
yeah.
Instead of a pillar, you throw little pebbles at the door, and they go da 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 da.
It just sounds exactly like "We are here, capture us, please."
I gotta make a dice roll to see how I want to play this out.
Okay.
Like
Dice.
this sort of the how mean does this crit fail need to be? The answer is a moderate amount of mean.
That's fair.
I rolled a d20 and it landed on 10.
All right, now because it has to be double M every time, it is minimum, moderate, and maximum mean.
Yes. So you try to do this, and unfortunately you misjudge the distance a little bit. So instead it like lifts the front of the house up a bit.
Just tilt and like shake all the fucking Fire Nation out the top window.
So the front of the house lifts up a bit, and then the rock pillar crumbles and it just slams down again. You hear all the breaking glass sounds.
Why is there so much glass?
They're very
glass
well off
farm.
farmers.
Glass cabbages.
Yeah, they're a silicate, silicate farm. That's good.
There's
Just lets you know it's real.
Lots of earthquakes
Not-
today, huh?
not a lot of voices that you hear at the moment. But that happens. What are your reactions to that?
We should probably get the hell out of here.
Yes, we should run.
All right.
I don't pay, and I'm therefore a criminal.
We're criminals now.
Just now.
Yeah.
Oh, no, never before.
We're stealing from an invading force, so it's fine. It's morally defensible.
Technically, we're stealing from Earth Nation farmers.
Ah, but the Earth
Yeah,
Nation
but they
guys
don't-
are dead, so
Yeah, ergo.
can't steal from a corpse.
They might be dead. I don't understand why people would be whispering and not just jumping out to catch us if they were Fire Nation.
Because they're scared.
They don't immediately recognize us, so they weren't. the
Maybe
ones
they
that
took
were
a vow
following
of
us.
silence.
Maybe they've seen half the stuff that Chung Lee's done and are concerned of a 13-year-old that's throwing them around like that.
Maybe their
I
secret
think-
weapon is surprise.
My meta level theory is that the farmers are being held hostage. That's just a game theory.
game.
Sucks for them.
Should have been held hostage, idiots.
Yeah.
Who's to say,
That was
really?
your first
Who's
mistake.
to say?
I'm right.
You,
I can tell.
I mean, on a
So
basic level, you are the one to say.
You're the arbiter of fate.
I know that's why it's funny.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry. I just forgot that being funny was the thing you were trying for.
Ow.
Rude.
Ow. Raven's
Anyways.
just getting attacked today.
You know what you did.
Oh, that's really funny. So because it's gonna make what's coming up next seem like retaliation, but it's not. What do you want to do? Do you want to confirm if the farmers are alive or dead, or do you skedaddle?
I think we should run, so I do.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna stick with Nariyoshi.
Someone might go like, okay, we're running.
As you run down the road, let's do another focus roll, because you are distracted by things behind you, so you might not notice this
Everybody?
immediately.
Everybody focus roll?
Yes, everybody. Make success,
Dear
fail,
God.
and
So there you go.
make success. Okay, so Somo and Nariyoshi, you notice smoke sort of billowing up in the horizon from something. And
Oh no, what time is it? In the timeline. Shit. Anyway, sorry.
Oh, a little bit before what you're probably thinking of.
Okay.
And then Chun-Li, you are busy looking behind you, so you don't notice. What's the reaction to seeing smoke?
We're running towards the smoke, right?
At this point, yes.
Oh, that's bad. That might be more Fire Nation. Or it might be where they've been before this.
Does that mean they're heading the opposite way? Isn't that good for us?
It can be. Perhaps there are people we can help there still. We
Yeah.
should keep going despite the
Shook them around in the
possibility of
house.
danger.
I am
Madman.
pretty into fighting fires.
Good. You should not encourage them.
I'd call myself anti-fire.
No. I too have made dramatic choices in my life. Anti-fire.
I see what you did there. That's fantastic.
Uh,
I just have a bunch of sand in my pants. So.
pants sand.
Pants sand! Wah!
And we should see if we can help to put out some fires, but also not get seen. Wait, that's too reasonable for someone to suggest.
Yeah. And it's too reasonable for John
We'll
Lee to
save-
actually.
We'll save
Think of-
Aspora suggested that.
Yay!
Yeah, so you just start running towards the smoke then.
Yep.
All right.
Straight to danger.
Let me have everybody do
Put a
a
pan into the fire.
harmony roll.
Hooray! That other thing I'm terrible at.
These are like the two things I'm good at.
What?
Yay!
Ah!
Full
So
success, big
harmonious.
success.
Oops.
Oh, fail
Whoop.
roll. So Nariyoshi,
Jesus, it's contagious.
yeah, you don't
Look
notice. You don't notice this immediately, but Chun-Li, you can just start feeling through the ground, and then Somo, you can start to.
Taste it on the air.
you hear it on the wind.
Oh, that makes way more sense.
Yeah,
And you
Th-
feel
there's
it's
a-
not nearly as amusing.
There's a bunch of Fire Nation soldiers marching towards you from that direction. And then Chun-Li, you can also feel Fire Nation soldiers marching towards you from behind you.
I have like this image in my head of there being like a scraggly bush, and the moment someone realizes there's Fire Nation, like midst running, just goes, ha!
Okay, we turn, like, I'm just gonna say we turn, not like just, we turn this way. and it's a turn right.
I don't notice that there's anything wrong, so I
Okay.
keep going.
Like two groups of soldiers.
We got soldiers
Marioshi,
front and back.
both direction.
No, we
Change
must hide.
direction.
I look for a place to hide.
As far as the eye can see for the moment, is just cabbage fields.
Make a hole. Make a hole.
Okay,
There are a couple of silos and like a shed off to the right, but for the most part, it is just cabbage fields.
Fucking cabbages.
Okay,
I want to destroy every cabbage.
Trouble is, if I just make a hole, it's going to be really obvious that there's just a big hole there.
Let's just cover it up then.
No. I mean, well, even if we cover it up, like everything's going to be different there, unless I can rapidly make like 3 or 4 of them.
What should we do?
I can't do
can't run.
airbending. It's gonna be really obvious.
These are too many soldiers for us to fight.
What if you made a hole and then threw a small hole in the top of the hole? I did wind bending and I blew the cabbages everywhere and covered stuff.
I like that idea. Let's do that.
Maybe you children can run and I can keep them busy.
Now you're coming
We're
with
making a hole in the ground.
We're making a hole in the ground, and you're going to come with us.
All right.
Okay. Passion, since this is...
So, what's the plan again?
Okay, I'm going to dig a big hole.
You
We're
can
gonna jump
shoot
in
a
the
little-
hole,
Yeah, and then...
cover the
someone-
hole, through a
Yeah.
hole in the hole. I'm gonna wind bend
Just
all the
wind-
cabbages, just to
Wind everywhere there.
just spread it everywhere so they can't tell where our hole is.
This is a terrible, terrible idea.
Oh, it's so bad. All right, yeah, passion roll for Chung Li, and passion for Somo
focus?
too.
Can it be focused because it's going through a very small hole?
All
No,
right, I
What? No!
this is too chaotic a plan for it to be focused.
Okay, can it be creativity then? It's a creative plan.
It's definitely
It
creative.
is definitely creative, sure. You have 2 advantages also,
Just
Hannah.
anything but my fucking passion. Yay!
There you go.
Woo! Our stupid plan worked.
Oh, so many
so-
high fives.
You are successful at making a hole in the ground, and then covering it up with, I'm assuming, Somo and Chung Li. Does Narayoshi hop in there?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Vespora is also just by default there with you. And you cover it up and you make a smaller hole in the hole, and then the whole thing goes to chaos as
I create a
make-
small tornado.
you
above
make a
ground.
tornado, which becomes a coleslaw tornado.
Oh, cool! Oh, I get it now.
Yep.
Is the
And
mayo in the silos? Is that where the dressing is?
Mayo silos.
maybe, I don't know.
Okay. That
Um,
is my headcanon.
okay.
Here on out, they just have giant silos.
So there's
We've
this
made coleslaw tornado,
this tornado of dirt and coleslaw and
and then I let it fall.
small gopher moles, or whatever they are, as 2 rather large groups of Fire Nation soldiers to start converging on that position, and that's where we're gonna take a break. So when we come back, we'll find out
Just
What?
how quickly we die.
what becomes of the coleslaw tornado and the Fire Nation.
So if we couldn't see them, but we could
Soldiers.
feel them, presumably they were pretty far.
Ish.
The Fire Nation gonna have barbecue with them? Because that would be just like perfect.
I mean, probably.
Yes.
We'll be right back, though. And we're back.
Chaos.
Indeed. Coleslaw
As
chaos.
per usual.
We're in the hole.
Yay for hole.
So,
Full-
Troll hole. It's a troll hole.
Inception.
Normally the show's not that deep, but today
Ha ha! Today we got a troll hole
It's always kind of been underground, yeah.
because it's a troll hole.
Oh, I love that so much. So you've dug a hole. You've created a coleslaw tornado.
I let the whole
As God
coleslaw tornado
intended.
fall.
Okay. Do you continue burrowing somewhere? Are you waiting to see how this turns out? Like,
I think continuing to move, so that we're not, like just sitting. It seems like a terrible idea. So yeah, it'd definitely be me and my little buddy.
Sitting turtle ducks.
Yes,
Okay.
me and my little buddy gonna be doing some digging. He's just
there
giving me
could
advice.
be turtle doves in this world.
I think there are. I think there is an actual episode where there's like turtle doves.
Really?
There's turtle ducks.
Turtle duck. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
it's not quite the same because that's not a
Yeah.
thing. But
I think if it was like snapping turtle doves, like that'd be. They have like they're
Horrifying. I
instead of
love
little
it.
beaks, they have the like.
it would be horrifying.
I would love it so much.
All right. As you're burrowing along, Shang-Li, could I get you to make a focus or harmony roll? Either one.
They're both at a 0, so
Equally bad.
go focus.
He's run out of
Is the fact that I
advantages.
have
Stop picking on him.
is the fact that my little buddy, who's like a natural earthbender, is there giving me advice? Is that worth anything?
No.
Damn it!
You should use your snout.
No, well, you even see like there's that whole thing where he's like learning that's how Toph learned to earthbend.
Oh
Watching
yeah.
the Badger Moles. Yeah, back before they did the whole retcon on how bending came about, which I'm still salty over.
Okay.
Big success.
Make success. So you know that thing that you do to sort of get a read on an area
Mhm.
with a sort of sonar type thing.
Yeah.
You feel somebody else doing that. Like you hear or feel the like ping, if you will.
That's not good.
I like firebenders could do that though.
They cannot.
An earthbender's looking for us.
An earthbender's looking for us?
Yeah, but I don't think there's anything we can do about it. So we should just probably keep going.
How does that work? If we sat really still, would
No, then they just get a clear. We get a clearer vision.
I have a distinct I do not understand how this works. So I'm just gonna trust you.
We
Just like you gotta
misinterpret
get
what
your
was going
flag
on.
thing, so it works out.
Maybe one of the groups of
This-
soldiers was Earth Nation soldiers.
It's possible, but
That was very distinct Fire Nation marching.
when
I've heard it at least 3 times now.
Yeah, and I saw like I was able to actually like see something, wasn't I? Or was it
Because
all
you got a
just
full
thing?
success.
Yeah.
Yeah. You saw
Okay.
Fire Nation.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna keep going. I'm just gonna keep moving forward because a moving target is going to be better than a solitary one.
Okay.
I might start weaving a little bit
Bobbing and weaving.
more, so it's a little less direct.
Okay.
How close are we to Bossing Say at this point?
Like within a day's walk from Bossing Say. So you're bobbing and weaving around. Are you heading anywhere in particular?
Passing
Huh?
say.
Like,
It's the whole campaign, Raven. Keep up.
no, I know that. I mean, are you going towards the silos? Are you going towards the road?
I'm gonna be looking. I'm probably gonna be. If the only potential like cover or thing that we could use there is the silos, I'm probably headed to the silos.
Okay.
And get some clear looks.
All right. Second here. That's would be a mixed success. So, as you're zigzagging around, trying to get over to the silos, you can feel these like, almost like cylindrical chasms just sort of opening up around you that you're having to then avoid, lest you like burrow into one and then just kind of go straight down. And it definitely feels like that somebody's bending to do this. So let's do a focus to see if you can avoid that.
Hey!
Okay, mixed success. You do a pretty good job of that for quite a while. You can feel, footsteps heading in your general direction, but doesn't feel like they know exactly where you are.
Like, there's all this cabbage everywhere.
Yeah.
Or just frantically going after him. If there are Earth Nation vendors tracking us and trying to kill us, perhaps we should not be underground where they can.
Why are you
That's
assuming
why
the Earth Nation's trying to kill us?
There are Earth benders. What else would be going on?
Once again, you just told me last episode to stop being so suspicious.
This is all very strange.
That's why.
That was
why
meta,
I'm
by
headed.
the way. I'm not actually going to say that.
That's why I'm headed to the silo there, so we can come up, see what's actually going on, and then proceed from there.
There's danger somewhere. Perhaps you should just run and save the scroll and what remains of your people.
As you're having that conversation and continuing to burrow, you graze one of those chasms. So you don't fall into it, but like the left wall of your tunnel is just open now, and you can see deep down into this sort of pit now. And you can also see up to the sky, and you can see this person looks clearly like they are an earthbender. Picture like Boomy, but young and super buff.
Okay.
He's above?
Yeah, he's above, sort of on the edge of this chasm, looking down, and you can see that he's just earthbended, or earthbent? Used earthbending to make this chasm.
We should go up. It's too dangerous here.
He's literally above us.
What does look at him? What does he do?
I look at him.
Pretty much that. You're staring each other down at the moment.
They're staring each other down.
But he doesn't appear to be like calling out for reinforcements or saying I found them or anything like that.
No, he's just standing very still.
Are we
What is
just
everyone
gonna stand
stopping
here?
for?
I'm gonna go back to burrowing towards the silo. Then see if he reacts.
Just like, looks at him, leaves.
He's keeping an eye on the entire time as he's like, what? Hmm? What?
Let me get let's see. We'll go with passion on this one.
Oh,
Passion roll.
Yeah, I'm doing this.
Ooh, I have an advantage, which I'm going to use right now.
back off.
Okay. And so that was 11. Okay. So as you are burrowing, you start to realize that you're burrowing in a circle around this chasm, which is a little odd, but you're able to figure it out before you get too far.
Mhm.
And you have the option to get out of that and go the direction you actually want to go.
I'm gonna go the direction that I want to go.
Okay. As soon as you start doing that, this earthbender moves away from the chasm.
Keep going.
Okay. You are now underneath the silos.
Can I tell what the? Can I tell if we go up into it, or are we just gonna be like buried in
Should we like go up
cabbages?
behind it?
Yeah, you can go behind it.
Okay, it's just we're just thinking, oh, I'll just open up the bottom. Like, wait a minute, silos. So gravity's a thing.
Sometimes those are full of stuff.
Just be perfect. Like this is the knife. This is the knife silo. We
Oh
just
my
keep
God.
knives in here.
Yeah,
Knife flow.
you pop up behind the silo, and there's a door that goes into it if you want to open it and check what's in there. What else is of note there? It's mostly just this like stone silo with a little sort of cone roof. And yeah, like I said, there's a door. You can peek around the edges, and
That was my plan.
yeah, and you can see
Yeah.
just a line of Fire Nation soldiers walking towards the silo with the Earthbender sort of in the front of them.
What's that Benda doing?
They're coming this way.
Yes, but why?
I'm gonna be on top of the silo now.
Again, you should run if things get dangerous. Perhaps you should all run, and I will go and speak to them and see if I can slow them down.
Excuse me for that's crazy.
We are out of good options, though. Goodbye. And I'll step out.
I'll do what he asks and start running. Try and catapult myself off the earthbending thing. Throw myself forward and then
Okay.
yeah.
So Chun-Li's running. Vespora is also going to be running. Somo, what do you do?
Something stupid.
Yay! I love it when we do something stupid.
I'm gonna hop up to the top of the silo
Okay.
and then just stand there for a second and then take out my glider and glide away.
Okay.
In the fleeing direction?
In the fleeing direction.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Like not exactly the same way that Chun-Li and Vespora are fleeing. I want to go like slightly off from that. But in a fleeing direction.
You're able to hear some, distant, there they are, get them! Sort of shouts coming from down below as about 7 or 8 Fire Nation soldiers break off from the group and start chasing after where you're gliding towards.
Do they go past me? Do they try to avoid me?
They sort of ignore you and just start running towards where Somo's
So-
going.
Do they run past me?
Sort of. Not like, right next to you. They're maybe 3 or 4 meters away from you.
Oh, I'll try to intercept them.
Okay. What do you do to try to stop them from chasing Somo?
I'm going to step into their path and swing the first one into the rest of them with my, what's it called? Canavo. I'm just gonna like really hit the first one.
All right, let's go with passion. Unless you have any other applicable moves, of course.
Don't have a lot of fighty stuff.
Yeah, it's more my bag,
I have one.
which is of course why I'm running away.
While I am swinging. Oh, fail. Perfect.
You have an advantage.
I do. This
You
should be. This is an excellent time to use it.
Yes.
There we go. Full success.
Much better.
Yeah, you are able to succeed in. Cat's trying to knock over my trash can. You're able to succeed in what you're trying to do. Hit the one, slams into the other.
I won't let you hurt my children.
Aw. They go down. About 3 of them. How many did I say there were?
7.
So yeah, about 3 of them in total. So one goes down, takes the other with him. The third one sort of stops to go help. And the other 4 continue chasing after Somo. The rest of the group, however, is very interested in you now.
Come at me.
And they all sort of do the firebending stance. They haven't like fired at you, no pun intended. But it's clearly like a stand down or else.
I shout at the Earthbender. Why are you doing this?
He just looks at you and then looks back at who's clearly the commander. And then looks back at you. Doesn't say anything, but sort of shakes his head in kind of a sad way.
I have an important question.
Yes.
Are you
Okay.
gonna ask the important question?
I just I require feedback before I do that.
Oh, no worries.
Feedback.
Thank you. Can I, if they're paying very close attention to me, can I lead them over the cavern pockmarked ground that I know exists now?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go with creativity for that one.
Because I want to I might start whistling and whooping so that they look at just me and not the ground they're fucking running on.
Big success. So you take them over the area that's been sort of carved out, and 2 of them aren't paying close enough attention, and you just hear a dual Wilhelm scream as they plummet down into this hole. There's still 2 more chasing you, but that's gone from 7 down to 2 now. Chungli and Vespora, you still running?
I probably gonna look over my shoulder. What do I see?
You can see Narioshi standing there.
Facing
like-
down a whole army.
Yeah, with this big semicircle of soldiers, all poised, ready to strike at him.
Do I think I can throw a rock at him from this distance, or do I need to run closer?
You'd
Oh,
probably
you
have
don't have to throw a rock at me. I think I'm gonna die from just the Fire Nation, but thanks.
you would have to run back.
Okay, well that's what's happening then.
All
I'm gonna
right.
run until, and then I'm basically gonna tear a big chunk out of the field and hurl it at the Fire Nation. Kind of like I did
if
with the spider vultures.
If they're in a circle around him, can you do like a cool boulder in a circle around him to knock him?
If I could do it, yes, that would be amazing. That's what I want. That's what I want to happen. But we'll.
Don't accidentally kill your dad.
Yeah. Well, I just looked, and apparently I can buy myself 3 advantages if need be. Just
It's good to know.
So yeah, you'll have to run back. You start doing so. Vespora has a moment of that's a really bad idea. We should run, but also I want to save Darioshi, but that's a terrible idea. So takes her a little bit to make up her mind, so she's a little bit behind you. Excuse me. Narioshi. There's a lot of people that are ready to strike at you. And there's
That's
one person
true.
that seems to be in charge, sort of having the signal, like they get to decide if they attack or not. What do you do?
Just gonna look at him and prepare to defend myself as best I can.
Okay.
Maybe there's there's stuff going on, but he's unsettled. I don't think I'll talk to. I know there's no hope of convincing him to turn on his army. This is too big. You can't do anything here.
Okay. Let me get a... Either one would work here. Focus or harmony. You can decide which one you want to do. See if you remember something.
It is full success.
Nice. So, as you're standing here facing down, easily a dozen or more soldiers, probably a couple dozen actually, your mind starts to wander back to when you were in Fire Nation and everything, and you can recall that there is a certain protocol or ritual, if you will, where you can challenge someone to personal combat over disputes.
Okay.
And you recall that's a thing that you can do with commanding officers.
Okay. That sounds legit.
So that thought just pops into your mind. Do with that what you will.
So in the background, there's just a chanting Agni Kai.
No, here's what I immediately thought of is like oh yes, I challenge him. Then the Rock comes in. Yeah.
Oh, I would love that. Like, I'll challenge you to Agni Kai.
I believe
or
I've
not.
won.
Nature is on my side.
Oh, okay. No, I raise my kanabo to this guy and I'll be like, if you have any honor at all, you will fight me one-on-one.
And the guy just sort of scoffs at you.
Or do you think you cannot win an Agni Kai?
I am an undefeated commander. He goes out. I'm gonna kill my cat.
That's the sound of him tripping over his own shoelaces.
No, that's the sound of the cat knocking over
that
the
was the
trash
Rock
can while I was
coming
looking
in.
away.
The
Told you
Rock
you should have
coming
told
in
her
from
she
the
can't.
field.
She trash can't.
Oh, yeah. Anywho's, it scoffs and seems very haughty and says, I have no trouble beating you, and he sort of looks you up and down and can you even bend in that state?
I can beat you with whatever it is I have, if all it is a twig on my fists.
This rock.
Scoffs again and takes a fighting stance. Says very well.
My rock.
Chung Li.
Am I close enough to hurl a rock at them yet?
You are close enough to make the attempt.
Okay, then I am going to hurl a rock at them.
All right.
Rolling passion because, well, yeah.
I saved my dad.
Woo! Save my dad!
All right. So, go ahead and describe what this rock looks like as it's moving.
Okay, as he's running up, he sort of like does this little hop and this slammed and this like slam down into a stance, and a big chunk of the actual like ground in front of him, like the harder soil, and there just suddenly like compacts and shoots up, and then he does a real big hit of it, and he just like smacks the back of it and sends it barreling. But it's like basically he's going for as big as he possibly can.
Okay.
So it's like a big chunk of the field.
Earthbending might look the coolest in terms of like your form.
Yeah.
It is really cool, yeah. So this chunk, are you throwing it like at the commander, or are you like trying to circle it around or anything?
I was like at the time there, I was probably trying to hit give him get Noriyoshi a way out, or just take out as many hit as many soldiers as possible.
Okay. We'll do it this way then. So you hurl it at the commander. He is able to see it coming, and does lightning strike bending. Just zaps it into two smaller chunks, which go past him and take out like 4 guys on each side. So he manages to avoid the big chunk, but it still takes out like 8 guys who just, and the other ones are looking concerned. They
I
are.
think they can see like what he looks like. This little, unwashed teenage boy in a badger mask.
Yeah, all of their attention is on you.
I look back to see him, and then I look at the soldiers to see that they've noticed him.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be my reaction to that.
All right. The commander holds up his hand for the soldiers to not interfere, and then looks to you and says, "Want to tell your whatever that is that not to interfere?"
And Chung, what are you doing? I told you to run. Go!
Not letting you die. You didn't let me die. This is fair.
I'm going to fight that one. While I do that, the rest won't follow you. You have time. You can keep your friends safe.
I turn and run because it's actually a decent point. He doesn't concede it until the your friend's safe, and then turns around and runs away.
If I win, you and your men, you go back to your ship.
He just nods at you. And he seems to be genuine in that nod of, yeah, we'll do that. Chung Li, as you're running back, you then pass Vespora, who probably makes a frustrated noise and says something about making up your mind and then running back after you.
Yeah, that's also very in character.
Somo, you can kind of look over, your shoulder or behind you or whatever you can see some of the stuff that's been happening. Are you still running? There's still 2 soldiers chasing you.
I'm gonna do like a long circle so I can keep an eye on Narioshi before I peace out.
Okay.
I'll just generally running these guys around in a circle like, haha, idiots.
All right. The rest of the soldiers take a few steps back and sort of stand down. They're keeping their attention on sort of half on Chun-Li running away and half on Somo, but they're not chasing. And the commander gets into his fighting stance and seems to be kind of waiting, almost like giving you a free hit because he's that confident.
Cool, but I just want to stall, so I'm just gonna do the circling thing, and I'm gonna try to just convince him. I'm gonna plead. That's one of the things.
Okay.
And that's gonna be the move that I use to just try to talk him out of it. Let's see how that goes. Reasonable. I'm to say, you don't have to do this. You know what we are doing here is wrong. You can stop. It's fine. You don't have to hurt people anymore. You are not glorifying the Fire Nation like this.
And what does the move do?
It's plead. That's one of the basic things.
Oh, that's one of the basic moves. I see.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying it was one of the
No,
playbook.
it's not one of my fancy things.
Okay.
It does say when you play with an NPC who cares what you think for help, support, or action.
Harmony. Okay.
7 9,
need some-
they need
or-
evidence that this is the right course, guidance, resources.
Okay. So you don't really move him to take a different action. But you see for just a moment there, just a little bit of remorse of hurting other people. Which actually creates an opening if you wanted to take advantage of it. But it's
I'm in stall mode. I want to
Okay.
give the kids as much time to run away as I can, which is this.
Let us give you your moment.
So, yeah, there's a slight hesitation. As you can tell, some part of him does feel bad for terrorizing people and perhaps making certain earthbenders do things against their will to hunt down troublesome teenagers.
It's a living.
But then it's quickly replaced with
We're basically violent Scooby-Doo.
basically. It's replaced with this sort of need for victory and external validation and things like that. As you say, this isn't glorifying the Fire Nation. Just snarls at you and says, well, then I'll just have to take glory for myself. And with that, he attacks you. So as this big fireball starts flying towards you, what would you like to do?
I am gonna dodge it. That's the plan.
All right. Let's go with focus. Again, if you have playbook moves that make more sense, definitely feel free to do
No.
that.
I don't have a lot of super aggressive move. Oh, fail. Beautiful.
Oof.
So I just try to
Advantage?
jump out of the way.
I could buy you an advantage.
No.
Okay, I'm just
This is
saying.
good. This is good.
I'm waiting for the moment.
So I take a hit. And
Um,
then I roll
yeah.
a bit.
Yeah,
As I'm on
this
fire.
this fireball just hits you square in the chest. Maybe parts of your tunic or around the edges are now sort of burnt and smoldering. on the sleeves and stuff. And it knocks you to the ground. You'll take 2 fatigue.
Good.
Okay. But what do you do in response?
I think he's super confident after that hit, which is perfect. So I get up, I rip off the remains of my Earth Nation shirt as it, crumbles to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
How many more people need to die? Your soldiers, my children, no more. And I will do the firebend as I activate Fueled by Anger.
All right.
That means I get to take. I use an additional basic or master technique, which I'm gonna read as just do a big attack.
Okay.
And
There are fighting techniques on here.
yeah, at this moment. Oh wait, there's more stuff. There's
Those drop downs.
yeah, here. There's my moment of balance. That's something I could do.
Okay.
This is actually the perfect moment for it. Here, you've sworn to protect the people you care about, but balance is about finding your own place in the world as well. You know what you're capable of accomplishing, and you step up to show the world your unique strength.
Awesome.
Tell the GM how you put your own life on the line to defeat a villain or danger that seems unstoppable. That's perfect for this.
Yeah.
So I rise above just protecting the kids, and I'm doing this to protect all life by killing him. Or, doing the best I can. And I'm just gonna hurl all my anger and frustration at the Fire Nation at this guy.
All right.
I should roll passion for this, I think.
I'd say so.
Now let's hope I do a good job.
If not, I'm buying.
I think I also
advantage.
take
No,
a plus one
I have
forward.
I got my monthly.
Okay.
Yes, I also get a plus one forward. Okay, here goes. Mixed.
All right. But you get a +1 as well, so
Oh, I added the
That-
plus one.
okay. Okay, so I'm going to treat this as a full success. Just how it comes about is a little less.
I don't know if I still have to roll after the moment of balance, but this is what it is.
Okay. So instead of it being like one big blast, it's just like, one shots the guy. It starts out a little slower, almost like getting a pilot light on and then having to crank up the gas to make it a full like flame.
Yes.
There's almost this like powering up visual as this flame coming from your hands gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and the commander tries to counter that with his own flames to sort of blow yours back towards you, but as soon as that happens, all that rage sort of just lets loose like a dam breaking, and you just this massive cone of fire just shoots out from your hands, completely dwarfing the commander's, and it full body hit with that blasts him back several meters, and he's got his uniforms smoldering, and like his fancy cape is on fire, and he's completely out of the fight, completely incapacitated.
I stand there and then I drop to one knee, having very much exerted myself.
And with that, all the soldiers run over to the commander to, take care of him, and kind of look back at you and then back at him, kind of, what do we do? until finally one of them picks the commander up and helps him sort of limp off, and they walk away. And the two that were chasing Somo are also, catching glances over their shoulder at what's going on. And with the big, giant explosion, they quickly turn around and see that their commander's lost, and start walking back.
We, like, fly back and land, but you're a firebender? Oh my god, you're on the ground.
Sorry.
Come on, get up, come on. And someone's gonna, like, sling him over their shoulder, and, like, well, arm over their shoulder.
As we pass the two Fire Nation soldiers that were chasing Somo, I say to them, "Let this be the last people hurt. Make it stop."
And someone's gonna stick their tongue out.
They nod and they still seem pretty gruff, like, "Oh, you're the enemy" kind of expression. But their
Actually,
eyes...
I joined the army because I like hurting people.
No, their eyes just sort of soften, and one of them nods to you, like, "Yeah," and they just sort of sadly walk away.
I'll limp with Somo.
Chun-Li, as you're running away with Vespora, there's a giant explosion that happens behind you from Nariyoshi's attack. What is your reaction to that
They
happening?
turn to Vespora, say, "We need to go see what that is." Or I need to go see what that is.
Vespora makes more frustrated, ranty complaints about making up your mind.
Her heart isn't in it.
I'm not gonna, whoo! I'm back.
Just rolls her eyes and starts running back. And
Hey, did you know that your dad can firebend?
If he's asking, no.
So, yep, the three of you are back together. The Fire Nation soldiers are walking away.
They are leaving.
Yeah, you did that.
I'm gonna be checking on him.
Should be safe now.
Should we rest before we keep moving?
I never wanted to firebend again.
I know.
There's no bending that's bad by itself. It's just how you use it.
I use it to
Summer.
hurt. Again.
But you protected us. And you made them leave.
I hope it was right.
I believe in you.
I try to see if I can still do it, and it's just like a little flame. Yeah, at least I have the option. And I snuff it out with like some determination.
All right. As you're having that conversation and picking yourselves back up, apparently the family from the farmhouse start running up the road, and one little kid runs up to the Earthbender, who didn't go off with the Fire Nation soldiers. The Earthbender, the big buff guy, is just crying and picks the child up, and becomes apparent that Fire Nation soldiers were holding them hostage, and that's why he was cooperating. And then there's one...
He rat us out.
Yeah, there's one kid that's running up behind the rest, maybe like 10 or 12 years old. And when he sees the what happened from the tornado, just drops to his knees, hands on his head. It's like, our cabbages!
Oof, those seasonal tornadoes, huh?
And it just seems like the most distraught kid. Probably will grow up to be a merchant.
Yeah.
So, do you want to talk to the family or just get on your way?
I don't think there's much in the way to say.
Yeah.
Move on.
Okay.
I'm not in
they're
any
safe now.
state to have lengthy conversations.
And I mean, with Chung Li, it's more like everything that needs to be said has been said. We had that one look, and that's it. There we go.
Okay. Well, you're
Very earthbender.
Mm-hmm. You're able to get back on the road and get going, and you've got about a half a day of walking before you sort of come up to the crest of a hill, and you can see spread before you the city of Ba Sing Se. The giant walls, and really get like a indication of just how massive this city is. And it's a bit intimidating.
That's a big
sorry.
wall.
Sorry for slowing you
Yeah.
down this last bit, but we've made it. You are here.
I don't know why he keeps apologizing.
Just accept it in the time. It's a thing.
Okay, got it.
How
So
are
we
you
were supposed to meet
feeling,
someone-
Tomo?
Outside, right?
Somewhere. Was it? I don't remember.
Wait, I have a piece of paper for this. Like starts going through their pockets.
Yeah, you're able to find the envelope and the directions, and even from here, actually, you can see the sort of suburb of Ba Sing Se, if you will. Just a bunch of buildings and stuff along the road, just outside the walls. And at the very edge of this little sort of development, you can see what looks like probably some newer little houses that have been made. And from your vantage point up on this particular hill, you look down, you can see the houses are sort of arranged in the shape of the flower that's on the envelope.
They really like this. Isn't the flower on my shawl too?
The one that
Someone gave me.
Yeah.
yeah, I think so. I think it was.
They really like flowers.
Everyone likes flowers, don't they? Well, that is where we must go. I hope we will find other nomads for you. Let us keep our fingers crossed.
I just want somewhere safe to take this. We're off to see the lotus.
Yeah, as you head down, there's one building that seems to be sort of in the middle of all the others. That also has some of those flowers just sort of in a display right outside. I assume you go knock on the door.
Yeah. Like, and someone will like look back at Nariosh and be like, "Huh?"
You've got this. Go ahead. This is your journey now.
You people in your doors.
You knock on the door, and person that answers it is Nanya, Vespora's grandmother.
Why did you make us walk this whole way if you were here first?
I took the elevator.
Well, well, I can't take the scroll, and
How did you get here before us?
well, I didn't have to worry about Fire Nation soldiers following me and things like that.
Also, she has a horse. Look.
Did she get a horse?
And she's like, also my ways are very mysterious, and I have lots of means of getting around and unique ways. And yeah, about that time, that's when you notice the horse and pointed out.
Well, it wouldn't be a horse. It would be a.
Horse giraffe.
Horse rhino.
A rhino's?
That's,
Okay.
I don't remember what they. I don't remember what they like.
well, they don't
Polar
mix the
bears.
words together. It is literally just the two animals.
Yes,
names.
that's what I like. Give me this.
Ah.
Like a,
Give me this joy.
a rhino horse. Okay.
Yeah, I think it'd be the polar bear dogs. If they're
That would
water
be in
nation,
the
that's
that would
what
be in the
they're-
water.
Oh
Nation.
yeah.
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 Which
It's
Nani
the
is? So yeah.
Spora's grandmother's. It's Spora's grandma.
So yeah, it would be a polar bear dog. Yeah, you are correct. And she just shushes you. Or she's like, shh.
Well, we made it.
No.
And she nods and welcomes you in. And inside you can see Crag is there.
Hey.
And a bunch of other people that none of you know, but perhaps might be familiar to the players. Various members of the White Lotus. And that's pretty much where we're gonna kind of wrap that up. They're there to take you, Somo, and the scroll, or just take the scroll if you prefer. To a
I
safe
dig
place.
Somo hanging out with White Lotus.
Oh.
Becoming someone who does good things for good.
I love that idea too. And
Occasionally showing up to cheer for Chung, I'm sure.
heck yeah. And yeah, they're there to essentially help you finish your mission, or kind of serve as the completion of your mission. And they offer to help out the rest of you in any way that you might need. So let's start with Chung Li. What would Chung Li ask for if this group of mysterious people was like, well, we can help you with, whatever you need. We have connections and resources that most people don't naturally have.
I think he'd want to keep the Crag as a teacher, and he'd want a somebody to basically sign the note to let him sneak in and do the fights.
Yeah, I think they probably can arrange that for you.
Yeah.
And Crag is happy to keep teaching you. How about for Nariyoshi?
I want someone to help me build a house so I can live here. It seems nice. It's got to be made of wood.
They sort of, a couple of them look back and forth at each other like, I don't know if we're going to be able to find a lot of wood out here, but well, we can get some sent in.
Supposed to be rich secret society can make a wooden house. Wow.
And Crag just looks at you kind of funny. He's like, you sure you don't want a stone house?
No, the
Yeah, I can
wooden
make you
house-
one right now. Like, give me
The wooden house is
Let's make you a stone mansion.
Yeah.
If I am a firebender, if the house does not burn down, it means that I am in control, and nothing around me is damaged.
Oh, the symbolism.
Yeah, I thought about it.
Love that. So yeah, they're able to do that for you, and Vespora also gets the things that she wanted.
She wants to be in charge of the whole. No, she wants to learn every other kind of bending, right? That's her wish.
Yeah.
Zora becomes the Avatar.
At which point there's an incredibly awkward conversation between all the White Lotus people.
Yeah. I think
What, you thought being the Avatar was all about bending all the different ways? That's not what it's about.
yeah, I think
The publicity.
they all
For your
collectively
merch
figure
line.
out that she's not the Avatar, but they do help her to go see the rest of the world that's not just, port towns.
She becomes a merchant mogul
Mm-hmm.
and has
Um,
the fanciest clothes and continues to send shoes to Chung.
Like
Did have a lot of talents over the course of the game.
You did.
annually, just a pair of shoes shows up at Chong-Li's place.
Then he takes the soles off, he sends them back, and then wears the shoes.
Amazing.
That's a nice compromise.
That
Yeah.
is. I like that. And how about Somo? I mean, Somo gets to fulfill their mission, but what does Somo want?
Candy.
Yep. They give you basically access to a lifetime supply of rock candy.
Here you are, kid. Everyone you've ever known is dead and your culture is erased, but here's a bag of candy.
It's a really big bag of candy.
Somo works really hard to remember everything they know about what they were taught and write it down.
Okay. All right. Well, that is where we will end, with everybody kind of getting something that they really wanted.
And
in
we
life.
defeated the Fire Nation forever. In that one instance.
At
Yeah.
least until the season forever.
One cabbage-based group.
Yeah.
And we changed the course of human history.
It's slightly more cabbage-centric now.
Yes.
That was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that. Before we go on a raid, I do want to give everybody a chance to say what the favorite part of the session was, and the favorite part of the campaign, or you can find them in anything they like to share or plug. And we'll reverse order, so we'll start with B.
Okay, I think my favorite part was everybody's reaction to Somo and Quan Li's plan. And then the fact that it worked, that it did well, that made me so happy. Yeah, like I said earlier in the thing, I said stuff, working on a system, things there.
What would you do
Yeah.
your favorite for the whole?
Oh, the whole thing. It had to have been that whole trip through the Spider Vulture tunnel. That whole bit. That was my favorite there. Like that's when I got to do the most cool stuff. But also it was just well done, perfectly creepy. It was I adored that whole section.
Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it. That was a lot of fun for me too.
Yeah.
Paladin, what was your favorite part of the session, the campaign? Where can folks find you? Anything you want to share or plug?
My favorite part is that it all worked out. Like we managed it. We managed to tie it all together to create an actual final episode that felt like it worked.
Mhm.
This is, I don't know, when we had the huge Fire Nation, I'm like, how are we gonna deal with this? You can't fight that.
But then you
Managed
fought
it.
that.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it was good. It was very surprising and nice, because I was worried, and then all my worries were eased by good storytelling by the four of us. It's good.
Done good.
See, my favorite for the whole thing, besides my own stuff, which I really enjoyed, is Anina and her not being here. That's great. No, I'm kidding. Her character portrayal was very
Yeah.
entertaining and very well done. And yeah, You're gonna think about that for a good bit. Next, you can find me. Let's see, it's Friday now, so Sundays over on Uncanny Adventures. I'll play Holt, the pirate paladin who tries to make friends with all the evil
Yay.
pirates. And I have turned my storeroom into a cabin that you can rent if you want to, do stuff with other pirates, in a bit of privacy.
Play Uno.
Yes.
Well, yeah,
Yes.
for
Or
example.
Yahtzee.
That is those are words and things that could be done.
Also, one of us who can definitely swim fell in the water and is drowning and got teleported around, and there was a turtle who nearly beat him in a fight, and it was really embarrassing because we're all like level 7 or 8 now, and
I'm
a
getting
turtle
mixed
nearly
signals
beat
here.
him. It was bizarro. All right, let's be. And Tuesdays, then on Postscriptus channel, I play Dom Rain, the Githzerai noble fighter, where we are being volunteered to go into the Underdark to risk our lives to return other crew members. And that's me.
I do have one question about the cabin. Does it have a nook that's just for sitting, not for sleeping?
I don't think so, but we could definitely add that.
Okay. It's a Our Flag Means Death reference,
Uh,
which I highly recommend watching as well.
Yeah,
I
it's
haven't
great.
watched that. It's
Yeah,
on my
it's-
list.
It's
It's
fantastic.
an awesome show.
I definitively
When we're done with this, go watch it.
Yes.
I have to raid tonight.
All right, that's fair. Don't watch it on a raid day because you're gonna want to binge the whole thing.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, that's the trouble that I did is I binged before it was all out. So I hit,
Oh,
like,
no.
episode
That's-
4, hit episode 4, and then it was like, but
Now
there
I gotta
isn't
wait?
anymore. And then because it's been long enough where like I may as well rewatch all those episodes because I don't remember anything.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So.
Hannah, what was your favorite part of the session, the campaign? Where can folks find you? Anything you want to share, plug?
I mean, like it's hard not to love the hole with the hole in the whole roof and the tornado. I was trying so hard to describe that. I could not figure it out.
Oh, that's great.
Also, Chun-Li he's like, I'll Agni Caillou, and the Chun-Li's boulders coming in out of nowhere. Or not. For the whole thing, I still quite adore the two mirror towns on either side of the mountain, but one has the capitalist lady and the other is communism.
Yeah.
Oh, the
was
council
neat.
lady. Also, the Fire Nation soldier called Carl.
Oh yeah, forgot about Carl.
Carl.
So basically, you loved everything Raven ever did.
I do love the things Raven does.
It's true.
Oh, I'm glad.
As for where the folks can find me, I exist. Presumably tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll be there for Animus Absentis. We shot down a whole ass ship. We did ship combat, and I killed a person.
Yep.
I killed a few people probably.
Yeah, just a bit. Yep.
I feel like it was like Lev is a bad influence now because like the crew is getting into killing people. A doctor comes on board and suddenly we're murder is kosher.
I think the crews just finally got pushed to a point where like, Oh.
Yeah, we do have there's the whole like galactic war thing going on. But yeah, we'll be dealing with the one ship that crashed, and Annie's on that, and we have no idea what the fuck happened to her. So
Oh, I'm so excited for
tune in to find out what terrible things Raven has in store for us.
that. It's gonna be so bad. I mean, great. It's gonna be great. It's gonna
Great
be
bad.
wonderful. Nothing scary or traumatizing whatsoever.
As long as nothing happens to the crew of the Nauticop, I am content.
Oh yeah, they're fine. They're
Yeah,
living their
like,
best life right now.
We've got Alistair and New Skeeter on the planet with us right now, right?
Oh yeah, that's right. They are there right now.
Yay!
We got to meet New Skeeter.
Yep, it was pretty entertaining, actually.
Now it's Raven's turn.
Yeah, favorite part of this session, definitely the excitement and the dancing around from Hannah and B around the tornado, the cabbage tornado hole in the hole thing. Definitely one of my favorite moments. And then the emotional, moving scene from Paladin with Naryoshi unlocking the bending. That was just chef's kiss. Campaign wise, it's, I think it was like the second episode, I think, with Somo and the tent tripping around and the creating of like the
tea.
Yeah, the tea mist. It was just sort of really fun chaos and succeeding through fumbling, essentially. That kind of set the tone for the whole campaign. I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be great. Like that was when I knew for sure
This is who we are.
this was gonna be a very fun campaign. I think that's my favorite moment. Spider Vulture stuff was also a lot of fun for me, because I got to terrorize you all with horrible monsters. But yeah, I think those are my favorite moments. And then overall, just like the character interactions were fantastic, and the getting to see them all grow over the course of the 7 or 8 episodes that we did. I really enjoyed it. I also was really glad and happy about the ending, because I had gotten kind of concerned about that. I'd planned out for a lot more episodes, and then life kept getting in the way with illnesses and things. So like, crap, do I have enough time to tie a bow on this? And yeah, I was pretty happy with how that turned out too.
Campaign finds a way.
Yes. RP finds a way.
It's like tacos.
Tacos do find a way.
That's true, they do.
Way into my belly.
Hey, I think everyone was saying something with sponsors.
Yes, I do need to say that. But also, where you can find me next. I'm not sure yet if we're having Animus tomorrow night or not. I actually wanted to talk to the cast about that, because I have some ideas for what I want to do with the next episode that I might need more time to prep for. So, I will
Animus sometime.
I will let you know on Twitter when what's happening there. So either tomorrow night or it'll be probably August. So I'm taking the month of July off, sans today, to take a recharge, because I haven't had a real break for over a year. Because every time I've had like a season break, I've gotten sick or moved or something to where I didn't actually get to rest.
You might not have had a break, but you have been broken. So.
Yes, I have several times. It's getting annoying.
Also, you're broke, so it's all coming together.
Hooray!
On that wonderful note.
Yeah.
No, I'm actually going to take a break for July. I've got a really fun trip planned for the middle with my partner for my birthday. It's going to be really nice. Yeah, I'm going to actually recharge. And then towards the end of the month, I'm going to be working on Ravenflight Games, getting some private paid games going for folks for one-shots and like 4 to 8 session campaigns. Probably to start. We'll do longer campaigns for folks if they want them, but mostly going to start focusing on some shorter stuff just for fun. Yeah, that'll be really good. You can find out more about that on Twitter at Ravenflight Game, without the S on the end, because it was one character too long, darn it. But yeah, I'll be posting all my stuff there about that. And then other things to share or plug is just sponsors. So get that into chat here. When we come back in August, we'll have a Tuesday night game, which we're still talking about what that's gonna look like. But it might be another Fae game like we had this season. It'll be different characters and things like that, and probably some new cast as well. And then we'll have Animus on Saturdays. So won't actually have a lot of shows running the next season, but that'll start in August. And then it'll be Tuesday nights and Saturday nights. And then sponsors are Fundamental RPG. It's a simple D20 system that's not tied to a genre, so you can use it to play anything that you'd like, from high fantasy to sci-fi and everything in between. You can pick up physical copies on Amazon, which they look like this. Or you can pick up digital copies, or if you want to try the free quick play guide, you can grab those at coffee.com/Raven, like it's spelled on the right-hand corner, or right-hand side, rather, of the screen. And then our other sponsor is Die Hard Dice. They sell amazing polymer and metal dice sets and accessories. You can find all their stuff at dieharddice.com. And if you use the code FUNRPG, it's all one word, all caps, you can get 10% off of your entire order. And that is everything. So we're going to go on a raid. We're going to raid Weave the Tale. Definitely give them a follow if you're not doing so already, because tons of awesome folks over there. And then I will see you all next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.